Bitcoin right now has broken below this sideways trading channel and it's now looking for stronger pushes to the downside. As you can see, this 20 exponential moving average is beginning to turn to the downside. Plus Ethereum, you can see, is very similar position to Bitcoin in this sideways trading channel, but we haven't quite yet broken to the downside like we have in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is already well broken below these levels, whereas Ethereum is actually supporting off this level, potentially because it's been acting as support in the past. I have a lot of crypto news to go through with you today and many altcoins plus Bitcoin and Ethereum, so make sure you don't go anywhere and you're watching until the end of the video. If you haven't already, make sure to smash the like button, make sure you smash the subscribe button for future videos, and make sure to leave a comment if you're enjoying these crypto videos, and if you'd like me to include anything in these videos, make sure to leave a comment about what. You can see I'm here on the Bitcoin daily chart, and for a long time Bitcoin has been riding this 20 exponential moving average to the upside, using this value area right through here between the short term, this purple line, and the medium term exponential moving average. But what's happened in this latest price action? It's now showing that we're going to have a high probability of more downside momentum in this current market. Bitcoin was trading sideways in this channel, failing to break above the top side of this channel, and we're on the bottom side of this channel, having many failures to actually break below. But look at what's happened on this latest red bar. We've had a big break below, and if you've been watching my previous videos, you would know that this support level, once it actually gets flipped and it gets broken through, it is now going to be expected to be acting as a resistance level. So when price comes back up into here, also having this 20 EMA pushing to the downside, we're going to come through this line, not only retesting the 20 EMA, but also retesting this support to resistance flip, and again expecting more lower prices from that point, since we have gotten that breakout. But the real confirmation will be getting a push below this level, below this $28,000 per Bitcoin level, will give that true confirmation that the bull run for this, at least short term, is going to be over, and we could be looking for lower prices. Now let's actually scroll out, since we need to then move to the weekly chart. Since we were just on the daily chart, where are some prices that Bitcoin could actually go on the chart? So when we're looking at the weekly time frame, this was a high. We then made this higher low. We then made a higher high, and we've now made a higher low. We then made a higher high in this direction, which means that our current support level, true support level, is in this area here. Anybody that's actually longed in this area up through here would have their stop right in this level, as this is the swing stop. You have your swing, you make a higher low. You then make a swing which breaks above this high. Then you get a higher low that then makes it much higher than this price here. We then pushed up again, made a higher high. We're now expecting, like we did back in this area here, that this price wouldn't get breached below. Now that we've got a push above into this area here, we're now not expecting this price here to breach. And if we do, that would truly signify to me that this bull run is not quite got the true legs that it really needs to make that massive push to the upside in the short term. But currently, we do have this trending EMA to the upside. The 20 EMA is still pointing to the upside, showing that it's a high probability of long-term direction and to the upside on the weekly chart at this current price point. We've got in between the medium and short-term EMA, known as the value zone. You can see when we came into the value zone and this last downwards push, we use it as a value zone to actually support to the upside and make those higher pushes. And look at where the price is currently at. We're literally just poking above that value zone, which again signifies to me that this could be a perfect area to be looking for longs again to the upside. We've made that high. We've already got that high low. Since we've made this high, this is where a lot of people are going to have their stops at an absolute maximum. And if we look from that current price, that is still roughly 15% away. So we wouldn't say that we're in a bear market for Bitcoin until we get a 15% move to the downside. Very similar when we flick over to Ethereum on the weekly chart, still got that uptrending exponential moving average, and look at what the price is currently doing. We're right into this value zone, the current value zone, but slightly different for Ethereum. you can see in this area here, we made that high. We then made a higher low. We then made a higher high in this area. We never made a higher high again in this area like Bitcoin did. So our true swing stop for actually Ethereum is still down in this level here, as this is the last swing to this high. Using this low would not actually be accurate because the last swing low was down into this region here. So still for Ethereum, does that work out to 15%? It actually works out to around 25%. As long as we stay above this price, in my mind, it is still a bullish market. Until we get a break below this price, then I can begin to say, okay, the bullish market is beginning to fading. We still have that positive trend to the EMA. So a bearish market is still not on my mind yet, as the probability does not favor that just yet, but I'm still looking and waiting to, if that signal comes, then I know what to look for. Binance Coin still struggling to get above this 20 EMA, obviously had that massive downturn in the market, looking for trades off this 20 exponential moving average. We finally got a break above the 20 EMA, and that was also followed up by this break above the 20 EMA, but we are basically moving sideways in this market. You can see we're failing to get these upside breakouts. We're also failing to get these downside breakouts. We're in a sideways trading range market, even showed by this exponential moving average. It was a very downward sloping EMA through here. In this area here, we're basically moving slightly up, slightly down, basically sideways. So still showing me just a sideways trading range action. When we look at Dogecoin, we would actually see that Twitter yesterday changed over to X.com. Basically, we'll be changing over. Its logo is now X. And what actually happened was Elon began tweeting about Dogecoin. He actually posted a video on Twitter showing Dogecoin potentially. This is not what he showed in the video, but potentially it could be added as a form of payment system. And you see we had that 10% spike to the upside yesterday. A lot of bots coming in and buying because they actually have bots that are scavenging over Elon's account. And when they see anything bearish or bullish, they just buy or sell the coin. And that's literally it. So overall, Dogecoin on the weekly, no, this is the daily time frame, still having that uptrending market. We've got a positively trending EMA. Best case scenario through here, you can see we initially had a lot of resistance. We've broken above that resistance. Would make sense for price to actually come back into this area, make a support to resistance flip as the EMA catches up, and then look to that rocket to the upside again. Now also just touching on XRP, you can see that XRP had that massive push to the upside in this area. We then had that positively trending exponential moving average to the upside, and look at what's happening. As soon as price is coming into this area, we're having a lot of people look to come in to buy. Reason being is this is the support level, and we've got value area between the short and medium term exponential moving average right in here. A lot of people are looking to be buying. Even if you look, this is sort of the bottom of the channel. We're sort of in a sideways channel right now. A lot of people going to be looking to buy, or at the bottom of the channel. We're at the bottom of the 20 EMA. We're finally retesting the average price. We haven't retested the average price for many days back here. So we've finally come back to the average price. Once average price gets tested, it then looks for swings to the upside. Now let's quickly go over some crypto news. The 200-day average is creeping up on the price line. It's about time for a move one way or another. So we can see right now, this black line through here is the 200-day moving average. And again, it is pointing to the upside direction. So it's got that positive slope, which shows us that there's a high probability of continued upside momentum. So we've got the break above, and potentially what it's actually coming back to, you can see prices a little bit away from it. There's a bit of room to actually have that retracement, have Bitcoin come back to the $26,000 per Bitcoin level, actually retrace back into that 200 moving average before then looking for upside momentum. So overall, still very bullish on Bitcoin, especially on these longer term timeframes. The Bitcoin vital signs have roared to life, not only with a pulse, but a confirmation. This confirmation is a typical once in a cycle signal. The ADR clearly shows an extremely powerful bull run coming. There is no point in worrying over the short term, and that's extremely right. So we're actually looking at this lifetime. Basically, these red lines are showing when we're peaking above this overall advanced decline ratio, and these blue boxes then showing when we're coming back to baseline. So we can see what actually happens here. We have an advanced decline ratio pushing above right when we get the overall decline in the market, and right before we get a massive bull run, we do get this decline into this baseline level before that massive rocket. it happened here in this 2012 bull run. It also happened here in the 2017 bull run. It again happened in the 2020 bull run, especially right here. We peaked above, came back to baseline, then continued that massive rally. So that's exactly what's happened here. We peaked above in this small little push. We then have came back to baseline overall, and now looking to continue that massive parabolic push to the upside. Two things you should know about Bitcoin. The bear market is done, the bull market is here. And by that, I mean the real bull market. The 2 to 3 year supply activity is skyrocketing. So we can see right what's happening here. So older addresses becoming more active as price increases. We can see we're getting this pinnacle here. So we're getting an address activity pivot. So we're always getting an address activity pivot near the highs and near the lows, which is actually showing in this price here, when price is getting too low, people are coming in to purchase. When prices is getting too high, especially these long-term people who are in the market, they're then coming in to sell in the market. And right now, what's actually happened? We had an address activity pivot. We were down here in this market, basically moving sideways, and we've had a massive push of activity from a lot of these addresses. And what's that actually correlating to? Well, it's correlating to the beginning of the Bitcoin bull run. We're not even 1 year through the Bitcoin bull run. We are in that 4-year overall cycle. We've only just begun the cycle, and it's even showing that we're having that activity pivot by the true million and billionaires in the crypto space. If you haven't already, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and leave a comment on what you'd like to see in future videos. To continue watching my trading videos, click on the video that's currently on the screen now